Okay, let's be real. If you're leading an AI team or an entire business, you're pouring money, time, and talent into this. The board has massive expectations, but those truly game-changing results, they always seem to be just around the corner, right? So what's the hangup? We're about to unpack a framework that helps you diagnose exactly that.
This is the question that probably keeps you up at night. You've got the smartest people, you've bought the best tech, but the big initiatives just seem to sputter out. You get some quick wins, for sure, but that fundamental transformation you were promised, it just never quite materializes. So why is that? And this right here, this is the heart of the problem. It's what you could call the productivity trap. See, it's really easy to get obsessed with just making the things we already do a little bit faster. But real AI transformation isn't about getting a report done 10% sooner. It's about achieving brand new business outcomes that were never possible before. So how do you escape that trap? Well, you need a different kind of map. Not another tech roadmap with project deadlines, but a real maturity map that shows you where your entire organization, not just the tech, stands on its readiness for AI. And this is the AI Maturity Matrix. Now, the most important thing to get about this is that it's not a report card. This isn't about getting an A or a C. Think of it more like a GPS for your AI journey. It's a diagnostic tool that shows you are here, highlights the traffic jams ahead, and suggests the best route to your destination. Okay, so here's the whole journey laid out. And I know, it might look a little complex at first, but it's actually a pretty logical path. You start by just getting ready for AI, then you move to applying it to your everyday work, and the ultimate goal is to get to a place where AI is truly transforming the way your business operates. Let's break that down. This whole journey really breaks down into 3 big stages. You can think of it like crawl, walk, then run. Each stage builds on the one before it, and honestly, trying to skip a step is exactly where a lot of these initiatives go off the rails. So first up is the foundational stage. This is all the unglamorous but absolutely critical work, getting your data clean, setting up your platforms. Then you get to the applied stage. This is where you're using AI to make existing tasks better, faster, cheaper. But the end game, the goal, is the transformational stage. This is where you stop just improving old processes and you start inventing completely new ways of doing business. Now, look at the bottom of the slide here, because this ownership shift concept is absolutely crucial. This is where most companies get stuck. See, in the beginning, AI feels like a tech project, so the tech team leads it. But to get to real transformation, the business has to take the wheel. Your tech team can build you the most amazing race car, but only the business leaders know the destination and can redesign the roads to get there. So how do you actually figure out where you are in those 3 stages? Well, you do it by assessing yourself against 5 critical pillars. And here's the thing, they all have to move forward together. If one of these pillars is lagging behind, it's like an anchor, dragging the whole effort down. Pillar number 1, and honestly, no surprise here, it all starts with data. It's the fuel for your AI engine. But not all data is created equal, and its quality is what really defines the art of the possible. So at the foundational stage, your data is good enough for a report. It tells you what happened, but the why it happened is probably stuck inside an expert's head. Then you level up to the applied stage, where the AI can start to understand some of that context. But the goal, the transformational stage, is when your data is decision grade. That means the AI can't just suggest something, it could explain why it's the right call, making it a real strategic partner. Okay, next up is the engine itself, your tools and your platform. And this isn't just about having the flashiest new software. It's about how deeply that technology is woven into the fabric of how you actually work. In the beginning, your AI platform is kind of like a workshop, a place where the tech team experiments. Then you move to embedding those tools into actual daily work, with some clear guardrails. But the end game is a platform where governance is so automatic and built in that your business teams can safely and rapidly make changes themselves. It stops being a tool and becomes the very foundation your business runs on. Of course, you can have the best tech in the world, but it's only half the story. The human element is everything. Your people, your culture, they have to evolve right alongside the technology. This journey starts with just building basic AI literacy, where using it is optional. Then it becomes a required part of the job in the applied stage. But the real transformation happens when your people stop being just users of AI and evolve into what you could call business engineers. They become the designers, the trainers, and the supervisors of these new AI-powered processes. Now we get to the pillar that, for me, is the real game changer. This is what separates just doing things faster from doing things in a fundamentally different and better way. It's about how you think about work itself. And here's the huge difference. In the early stages, you're basically just bolting AI onto your existing workflows to speed them up. And that's fine, you'll get some efficiency. But the real magic happens when you ask, if we were starting from a blank sheet of paper today, knowing what AI can do, how would we design this process? That question is the leap to becoming a truly AI-first organization. And finally, this brings us full circle, right back to where we started, the why. How do you even know if any of this is actually working? Well, the way you measure success has to mature too. At first, you measure things like readiness. Is the platform running? How many people took the training? Then you graduate to productivity. Are we closing tickets faster? But the holy grail is measuring real business outcomes. Can you draw a straight line from this AI initiative to a jump in revenue or a drop in customer churn? When you can do that, that's when you know you've made it. Okay, so the theory is great, but how do you actually put this thing to work? This isn't just a framework to put on a slide and admire, it's a tool for action. For anyone in a leadership role, it boils down to this simple 3-step mandate. First, assess. Use this matrix and be brutally honest about where you really are on all 5 pillars. Second, intervene. You will find imbalances. Your job is to shift resources and focus to prop up the pillars that are lagging. And third, own. And we're back to that critical shift. The business has to own this. Technology can enable transformation, but only business leadership can actually drive it. And this really says it all. The hard truth is, when an AI project stalls, our first instinct is to blame the tech, to look for a better algorithm. But 9 times out of 10, the real problem is organizational. It's an imbalance in one of these 5 pillars. So I'll leave you with this final thought. You've probably spent a fortune getting your technology ready for AI, but this framework forces you to ask a much harder and much more important question. Is your business ready for AI? Because that right there is the difference between just using AI and using it to completely reinvent your future.